Void Mage Gamer is now partnered with Flipside Gaming, so you can use the promo code on their website, all caps Void Mage, to get 10% off all orders $10 or more. It's a great way that you can support both Flipside Gaming and Void Mage Gamer's channel. Hello guys, welcome back to another Commander Deck Tech video this time, and as always, I pull off a few options every week to my patrons over on patreon.com. Go check it out, the link will be in the description below. It's a way that you can vote on the topics for my videos, especially my Deck Tech videos, and similar top 10 lists. This week they chose out of the theme for mono red options, Godo Bandit Warlord. I think he's pretty cool. He's a human barbarian, 6 mana, 3/3. No keywords, which is kind of a downside because this is going to be a combat oriented deck, but what he does is pretty cool if you want to make an equipment deck, because he enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card, you get to put it on the battlefield, and whenever he attacks for the first time each turn, you untap him, as well as all of your other samurai, and then after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Well, he himself isn't a samurai, so that's kind of a downside. He can't untap himself. So you might be thinking, well, why don't we just fill a deck with samurai? The only problem with that, there aren't really that many, and you're probably better off just trying to combo, and in particular, the one combo that has really gained popularity, especially since Dominaria, is using the card Helm of the Host. This is an incredible card. It's been involved in a lot of combos, a lot of things that involve copying creatures getting awesome ETBs. It's already a pretty devastating card in combination with things like Elish Norn. The fact that you can make a non-legendary token of a legendary creature is just insane for Godo, because every time you get a Godo, yeah, you can search your library for an equipment card, you get to put it on the battlefield. That part doesn't really matter as much unless you have a way to equip it. What really matters is that you're getting a new Godo every single combat, which is going to be attacking for the first time each turn, and then after that phase there's going to be an additional combat phase, so you're just going to keep making Godos that are going to be attacking for the first time in that same turn. You're just going to keep getting extra combat phases, and that alone should win you the game. It isn't always going to do that because he is just a 3/3 even with Helm of the Host. There's still no additional keywords, nothing that's going to make him harder to deal with, so if you're able to just swing with Godo, give him something like Death Touch or Indestructible, hopefully you're able to keep this little combo going, but you're probably just better off waiting late game to pull it off, like after a board wipe. But anyway, aside from the major combo right there, what you have is pretty much an equipment-centric deck, which some of the best that you're going to want to take advantage of. Again, Blade of Selves I think is pretty good because it kind of has the similar effect to Helm of the Host, where you want to get more equipment onto the battlefield by getting more Godos. Legendary rule is still going to apply with Blade of Selves, so you're going to get the ETB, but those creatures are going to immediately die. I know it's hard for some people to figure out how Blade of Selves actually works with legendary creatures. Because of the legendary rule, you do technically get ETBs even if those creatures are going to die to the legendary rule. So the important part is that you're able to search up all of your other awesome equipment. And in a combat deck where you're probably going to have other creatures to fool around with, having a Blade of Selves is pretty cool if you have other decent creatures. And being a deck that is going to be primarily about combat and also equipment, you're going to want to do stuff uncontested. You're going to want to be able to do whatever you want without having your opponents respond. So things like Swiftfoot Boots, Conqueror's Flail, Hammer of Nazan, I mean, these are just fantastic. Probably not a good idea to play Lightning Greaves unless you're able to unequip it from Godo and onto one of your other creatures. Shroud is kind of terrible in equipment decks for that reason, but it is still important to have some protection for Godo. The rest of the deck I would focus on Red's synergy with artifacts. So you're going to want to have things like Scrap Mastery, which I think is a pretty good way. Also things like Goblin Welder are going to do a very similar thing, giving up a terrible artifact that you might have for something much better in your graveyard. And if you don't want to rely on just the Helm of the Host to give you additional combat phases, you could also go with Aggravated Assault or similar red effects. Pretty much equipment Voltron, not really much else to explain about the deck. As always, check it out, the link will be in the description box below. You guys have a wonderful day. Void here signing off. See you all next video.